What's up, guys? This is Venus here, back with another story time. I'm finally back. Sorry I haven't been making videos in so long. I got grounded. I've had all my stuff took for a while. Why I got grounded is gonna be made into a new video. I got sent to juvie. I'm on probation now, but this video is not about that. This is about something that happened about 3 weeks ago. It got me sent back to the alternative school because we got caught like retards. Wasn't even my fault, surprisingly, this time. But this story time is about getting head in the girls' bathroom at school. Yeah, so this story time is kind of crazy. This happened about 3 weeks ago. I think I still got the fucking write up sheet for it somewhere. I might put that in here just to that way people aren't like, oh, you're lying. But so let's get into it. There's this girl at my school named Bella. And I've like noticed Bella before. Like it's not like I've noticed her quite a few times. I never really talked to her. I talked to her one time. We were at a what's it called pep rally, and she was sitting in the room in front of me, and she's friends with my homie Elin. So Elin was talking to her, and I was talking to her too, cause like she's bad, and like Elin and her are just friends, but like she's bad, and it seemed like she liked me honestly, because like she was trying to talk to me the whole time. She was kind of brushing Elon off and just talking to me, and I was like, shit, all right, bet. And I was talking to her and shit, and then after the pep rally, I was like, let me get your Snapchat, and she was like, yo, my Snapchat, and she was like, why? And I was like, why you think I want your Snapchat? Like, I think you look good. I want to talk to you. And then she was like, okay, yeah, you can have my Snapchat. So then she gave me her Snap, and just went on with my day after that. I got home. I hit her up on Snap. I was like, hey, what's up? It's Zeus. And then she just texted me back and was like, oh, hey, what's up? And I was like, I had fun at the pep rally today. It was fun hanging out with you and talking to you and stuff. And she was like, oh, yeah, I had fun too. I really like talking to you. And then we just talked like all day after that, like just getting to know each other better. Like we played like 20 questions, a bunch of dumb shit. And then like the chat started getting a little bit freaky, you know what I'm saying? Like we started getting a little freaky in the chats. So I was like, shit, all right, bet. And then like it was like 10 and she was like, I got the best idea. And I was like, what? I said, what? It's gonna be something stupid, ain't it? And she said, LMAO, no. And then she was like, I think we should skip class tomorrow. I was like, I knew it was gonna be something stupid. And then she was like, shut up, like, let's skip class tomorrow. We could skip like second and third block. And I was like, where you want to skip at? And she was like, shit, I don't know. And I was like, figure out somewhere to skip and maybe I'll say yeah. And then she was like, okay, I'll text you in a minute once like I think about it. And I was like, all right, bet, hit me up. So like 10 minutes go by and I was thinking like, yeah, she ain't gonna be able to think of nowhere. I ain't really know where to skip at this school. And then she texted me and was like, I got the perfect place to skip. And I was like, okay, where is it? And she was like, so tomorrow's Tuesday. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, okay, so I bet hit me up. So like 10 minutes go by and I was thinking like, yeah, she ain't gonna be able to think of nowhere. I ain't really know where to skip at this school. And then she texted me and was like, I got the perfect place to skip. And I was like, okay, where is it? And she was like, so tomorrow's Tuesday. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, okay, so band is only on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So there's no band on Tuesday and Thursday. And I was like, yeah, I know. And she was like, so what if we go down to band hall bathroom and skip in there? Because it's all the way and like it's in its own hall. If nobody's in band, nobody's gonna be in this bathroom. Like, what if we just go skip in there? And I was like, boy bathroom or girl bathroom? And she was like, I don't know, probably girl bathroom. I was like, girl, bro, I'm not trying to skip in the girls' bathroom. And she was like, come on, just do it, blah blah blah, let's do it. And I was like, fuck, yeah, I'm gonna do it because like she bad and we were already talking freaky in the chat, so I was like, shit, we probably finna do something. So then I was like, all right, bet, like fuck it, let's do it. And she was like, okay. And then she was like, all right, I'm about to go to bed. Meet me at the vending machines in the morning, and we'll talk about it. And I was like, all right. So then I went to bed like a little while later. I just chilled for a little while and then went to bed. And then in the morning, I texted her and I was like, I'm at the vending machines. And she walked over there and then she was like, oh, hey, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. And we just like stood around the vending machines and talked for a minute. The bell rang. So then I went to PE. I was talking to all my homies. I got my homie Tay, my homie Lane, and then my homegirl A. I'm going to call her A because I don't want to say her real name because her name's kind of unique. So, like, I don't know. And so I told A like, oh yeah, me and Bella are finna skip because A is new and she knows Bella because like me and Bella were kind of hanging out a little bit. So she'd be hanging out with me because like she's like one of the only people I know at the school so far because she's in my PE and we'd be talking and shit and then we just be hanging out at like break and we got second block together so we'd be hanging out in PE and second block. So then she was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna skip with y'all," and I was like, "Bro, what? You like, you know what I'm trying to do? Don't skip with us." And she was like, "Bro, just let me skip with you. You know, I don't care." And I was like, "All right, fuck it, you can skip with us." And then she was like, "Where y'all finna skip? Y'all got a car or something?" And I was like, "Hell no, we about to skip in the bathroom, the band hall bathroom." And she was like, "The bathroom?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know. I said the same thing, but nobody's down in band hall on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's Tuesday, so like, if we skip down there and go in the band hall bathroom, we should be good. Nobody should come down there." And she was like, "Oh shit, yeah. All right, bet. Let's do it." And I was like, "All right, cool." At break, come out there with me. We'll go find Bella, let her know you're gonna skip with us, and then we'll go to the bathroom, skip class. And she was like, "All right, bet." So fast forward like 30 minutes. PE ended. We went out to break, and then we found Bella. We were like, "Yo, like let's go to the bathroom after the bell rings, and A's gonna come with us." And she was like, "Okay, yeah, that's cool," cause like she fucks with A too. Like we're all friends. And then they were like, "Oh, the janitors are down at band hall bathroom. Let's go in this bathroom over here by the PE." And I was like, "Bro, I just came out of that class. If coach sees me, like, he's gonna get on my ass." And they were like, "Nah, it's fine. I'll go check and make sure he's not out there or like looking or anything, and then we'll go to the bathroom." And I was like, "All right, fuck it." And y'all gotta check and make sure nobody's in there. And then she was like, "Okay." So then Bella went and looked and made sure my coach wasn't looking, and A went in the bathroom, made sure nobody was in there. A came out and was like, "Okay, nobody's in here," and the coach was in like his little office in the back area, so he wasn't able to see anything over there. So we all went in the bathroom real quick, went to the very back stall. Me and Bella both sat down like behind the toilet or like next to it, to where you couldn't really see us. And then A sat down on the toilet, and A knew me and her were talking already. Like had told A that we were talking. So then, like, we were all just chilling, hanging out, fucking talking shit, you know. I don't really remember like what we were saying and everything, but we were just hanging out. They like made a TikTok in there and shit. I just was sitting there chilling on my phone for a while, and then after that, A was like, "Oh, I'm so tired," and then Bella was like, "Okay, then just like go to sleep. You're already sitting on the toilet. Just fucking fall asleep right there." And then she was like, "Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna do that." So then A just went to sleep. And she was just like sitting on the toilet with like her head on her hand and she was like looking the other way and she was sleeping. And Bella was holding my hand and like she kind of like rested her hand in my lap. We were holding hands and like she bad as fuck. And she had her head laying on my shoulder and shit and she was holding my hand, like had her hand like resting on my shit basically, you know? So then like I started getting hard. And then she kind of like started like rubbing on my shit like a little bit. So I was like, "Damn, I want to kiss you right now." And she like looked at me and kind of like rolled her eyes and was like, "Do it then." So like we started like making out. We were like making out for like 2 minutes straight. And like we didn't even like just kiss regular at first. We just went straight to making out. And we were making out for like 2 minutes at least. And she was like rubbing on my shit the whole time and I was like hard as fuck. And then like all of a sudden fucking ruined it. Some bitch came in the bathroom and I was like, "Fuck." So then like A woke up and I looked around and then me and Bella both looked at her and like put our fingers over our mouth like shh, like be quiet, like somebody just walked in. So she was sitting there quiet. We waited till they left and then like A was up after that and me and Bella were like, "Fuck." So then like an hour passes, you know, of us just hanging out, talking, fucking playing on our phones and shit. And then they were like, "Oh, let's go to band hall bathroom right now because gender should be out and this block is about to end, so we should just go right now." And I was like, "All right, fuck it, let's go." We told A go check, make sure nobody's out there that's gonna see me come out of the girls' bathroom. So she went and checked, and they were like, "Oh no, you're good." So then I went out with them, and we started walking down the band hall, which is like right down the hall to the right. So you go like down the hall to the right, and then you're on band hall, and you got to walk all the way down that hallway, and then there's the band hall bathrooms, and nobody's down there at all. So we went in the band hall bathrooms, and then A was like, "Fuck, I'm still hella tired." So Bella was kind of like looked at me a little bit, like side eyed me, and then told A like, "Just go back to sleep then, like fuck it." And then A was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna," because I think A knew what was going on. It was just like acting like she was going to sleep, you know, like W wingman for real. But so she acted like she was sleeping, and or she was probably no, I think she might have actually been sleeping, but she was there for like 10 minutes like with her head in her hand and shit, with her eyes closed. So then me and Bella started like kissing again, and she was like rubbing on my shit way more this time. So I kind of like got on my knees a little bit to where I was in a better position because she was like in the back corner, so I was trying to like kiss her and I couldn't really like lean it over. So I kind of did that, and then I was like, "Damn, I want to ask you something, but I don't know if I should." And then, like she was already rubbing on my shit, and she was like, "Ask me what?" And or she said, "Just ask me." So then I was like, "You trying to give me head?" And she was like, "Yeah, fuck it." And then so I was like, "Bet." And I stood up and I like took my shit out, and then she started going crazy. She was going crazy. That shit was fire, like super fire. And I was like, shit, no wonder why you a bop, or like, no wonder why everybody says you a bop. That's what I was thinking in my head. Like, I was like, this shit fucking feel too good. And then like she was being loud too, like she was choking on my shit, and fucking like I know A woke up. There's no way she was sleeping through it. Like she was loud. So like after like 10 minutes of like her giving me some fire head, I nutted, and then after that, like we were just chilling there and shit, and she went out there and like rinsed her mouth out and shit, and then like took a piece of gum out of her backpack and was like chewing gum, and then A got up a few minutes later and was like, "Oh, like what are you guys been doing?" We were like, "Oh shit, we just been chilling," and I was sitting there with fucking my sweater over my lap because I was still hard as shit. I ain't gonna lie, it was like only like 5 minutes later I was still hella hard, and then fucking she was like, "Oh, what time is it?" And I was like, "Oh, it's like 12:40." And she was like, "Oh shit, well, fourth lunch about to start in like 5 minutes, so I'm gonna go out there." And then I had my vape. I forgot to mention this. And then she was like, "Let me eat your vape real quick." So I was like, "All right." And we have vape detectors in our bathroom, and everybody at my school like knows like you hit that shit, you zero it, and then you blow it down. That way you don't set off the detectors. And she's like brand new to the school. It's like her like fifth day, something like that. So then she hit that shit and blew it straight up in the air, and I was like, "Fuck!" And I was like swatting the air and shit. I was like, "Bro, fuck!" Like if you set off that detector and they check the cameras, they gonna see us coming in here. I'm gonna be fucked. Like I'm gonna get sent back to DCAC, which is our alternative school. And I was like, "Fuck, bro." So she left and went to fourth lunch, and we stayed in the bathroom. We're just chilling, and then she came back like 15 minutes later and was like, "Guys, I just got searched. Like, they said that they saw me on camera come in here and I set off the vape detector. So they just searched me. They didn't find nothing, obviously, but like, they're probably going to see you guys come in here on the camera and we're all going to be fucked." And I was like, "Bro, are you kidding me right now? Like, we're so fucked." And then Bella was like, "Fuck, like we're probably gonna get caught." And then she was like, "Nah, we should be fine because they would have already seen us on the camera if they checked because we all came in at the same time." And I was like, "Yeah, you're probably right." And then we all left and went to our fourth block, and I was in fourth block, and then the principal that I hate, fucking punk ass principal, he comes into class and is like, Zeus, can you come with me, please?" And I was like, "Fuck." And I was like, "Do I need to grab my stuff?" And he was like, "Yeah, you know you need to grab all your stuff. Come on." And I was like, "Bro, fuck." And I threw all my stuff in my backpack and started walking with him. We walked up to the office, and he just sat down and was like, "So, you skipped second and third block today?" And I just sat there and didn't say nothing. He was like, "Oh, silent treatment, okay." Because I usually do that. Whenever I get in trouble with him, I just don't say shit. I just be sitting there, like, looking at him. And then he was like, "Oh, okay, silent treatment. All right, well, I'll just show you on the cameras." So he pulled up the cameras and, like, showed me going into the bathroom and everything. And I was like, "Fuck, bro. Like, I'm so fucked. They're going to call my mom. I'm going to get all my shit took again." I just got it back because I just came back from juvie. And, like, I just got my shit back, like, 4 days before this. So I felt fucking stupid. I was like, "Damn, bro, shit wasn't even worth it." But like, if you a dude, you know how it is. Like a bad as fuck. It's like, "Come on, let's go in the bathroom." It's like, "Yeah, I'm finna go. I don't give a fuck if I get in trouble." And that shit was worth it. The head was fire. But so yeah, then they sent me to ALC, and ALC is like our detention at my school. And fucking A and Bella were already in there, and they were in there fucking around, making the teacher mad as fuck, like rage baiting the teacher. And I just went in there and kind of like joined them. And like this teacher does not fuck around. Like she be mad as hell on everybody's ass. But like none of us really cared because we already knew we was all finna get suspended anyway. We were like, "Fuck it, let's like make this class a little bit entertaining." So we were like fucking with the teacher and shit. And they came back. So she called the principal. Principal came in, got me, wrote me up. So now I got suspended, and my mom, or I was already suspended, but then they like did like 3 more days of my suspension, and I was like, fuck, bro. So then my mom came to the school and picked me up. She had to leave work to come pick me up. She was pissed, like took all my stuff and then brought me home, and I had to fucking just sit in my room with nothing to do. I didn't have anything at all. She even took my school computer because she knows I'll be going on my school computer when I'm grounded. She found out the method, so I'm fucked. But yep, that was a story about getting caught getting head in the girls' bathroom at school. So this one's kind of crazy, pretty freaky, but yeah, if you fucked with the story, then drop a comment, like the video, and subscribe. And yeah, please drop a comment though, because comments help push the video into the algorithm, and I'm like, that shit like feels good as fuck to see views and the comments and likes and shit. So you fuck with the story, then like the video, comment, whatever. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll probably post another one tomorrow about how I got sent to juvie and what happened when I was in juvie. So talk to you guys later, man. Peace.